Good morning, everyone, and welcome to BGA's Tuesday Morning Coffee Talk. These are our weekly sessions where we provide industry insights to agents. We will share product updates, market trends, policy changes, and marketing that will help agents find the sales to grow their business. We post these on YouTube every Tuesday before noon, and for our listeners on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. My name is Trent Zerman. I'm your host, and this week we're joined by Pam Sheehan, the publisher of Aspire magazine. Aspire is an incredible trade magazine for those working in life insurance. I have mine right here. I'm newer onto the train, but now I'm reading these cover to cover. And so, Pam, it's an honor to have you on here.
Well, thanks so much for inviting me. This is a lot of fun, and I'm so glad you're reading and being one of our loyal audiences.
Of course, my pleasure. Well, let's start off with some of your background. I know you're a Kansas gal, and in honor of a fellow Jesuit team beating you guys out, I got my LMU mug.
Yeah, thanks so much for that. I appreciate it. It was a sad Saturday when KU lost this past weekend, so I'm licking my wounds on that one. But we will next year. There's always next year.
So. There's always next year, and you guys seem to do well.
Yes, yes, we got there once time before, but yeah, I went to journalism school at University of Kansas and had aspirations of being the next Barbara Walters or Walter Cronkite and doing journalism work either in magazines or on broadcasting, and so I continued on in my pursuit since my days in Lawrence, Kansas. So it's been a lot of fun.
And you were an editor even then as well, weren't you?
Yeah, actually, I started in high school as the editor-in-chief of the magazine, of the newspaper there, and then went to, I was a newsletter or a newspaper for all the dorms at KU, and continued on after that. When I left school, I worked doing marketing for a magazine in the cable industry, and branched out and ended up doing some consulting, marketing and advertising for advisors in the insurance space, and learned a lot. It was about 20 years ago from those insurance agents and advisors within the Denver market. So I started there and realized that there was a lot of need for information and resources, ideas for marketing one's agency. And so it was it kind of started my pursuit into the insurance marketing media part of the business.
Yeah. And then you ended up serving as the editor for National Underwriter and I believe a few other trade publications for not only insurance, but outside that energy sector.
Right.
So many of those disappeared. What happened and what went missing when many of those shut down?
Yeah, so I was with the folks, the publishing house that owned National Underwriters, Life and Health, PNC, Senior Market, Investment News, several other. Well, they had up to, at one point, they had over 26 publications within the industry, insurance and financial service space. And, as things changed, the cost of printing grew more and more expensive. They ended up looking at shutting down all of the print publications, and they still continue today with several online publications and as resources. But it was kind of a ironic twist of fate that they ended up. It was more financially feasible to take the tax write-off than to actually publish the magazines, which was a bummer for our industry, because I think it left a huge gap in information and resources to advisors, whether they were in the insurance, life and health, or financial services and investment side of the business. So with that, I actually went over to NALBA as the vice president of NALBA and doing we relaunched their publication, Perspectives, and also launched a new magazine under the leadership of Dan Labert, who was the CEO of NALBA. And he supported the idea of trying to get more information and resources out there into the market for the NALBA members. And so I did that for almost 5 years, and it was a great opportunity, and saw that the publications were well used, but again we were kind of limited to just the membership of the NALBA group. And so in looking at that, I reached out to some of the people that I look at for thought leadership in the industry, and rolled out the idea of what if I build it, will you come kind of experience. And a number of folks said, that sounds like a great idea to have a focus that's larger than one niche, and to go out and reach the entire independent distribution space of the life, health, annuities, DI, MedSup, long-term care, and voluntary benefit marketplace, the advisors, as well as the carriers and the vendors that support that market. And so I approached the CEO of Libra Insurance Partners, Bill Shiloh, and said, I have this idea. What do you think of it? And Bill was very enthusiastic and said, why don't we share this magazine with all of the Libra BGAs across the country, and there's 94 of you all, and all of your advisors would receive the magazine. And so that we launched it in February of 2023 to the Libra audience, and then opened it up to all 750,000 advisors that are currently licensed in the United States. And it's a free publication to insurance professionals. Wow. And it comes out 6 times in a year. So we're now working on we just had our second issue go out for this year, and we're starting to work on the third one. So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you originally came out February 2023, partnered with Libra, and boldly came out with print in such a digital age.
Yeah.
What was the purpose behind that? And also, can agents find this digitally?
Yes. So, and looking back, that there are different types of readers and different ways to digest information at any point in this marketplace. I mean, obviously, you can go on and Google whatever you want, but it takes time to research and find that information. You could go to 50,000 different sites to get your information and bring it together. So I thought that having a digital publication that's open to the profession makes sense, because it's easy to digest. We have content, excuse me, on all the product lines, again, life, health, long-term care, DI, MedSup, voluntary benefits, annuities. So we provide insights and resources, tips on how to grow your business. And we partner not only with Libra and to get ideas on topics and get insights, but also on how to, we've worked with, excuse me, that's not good. We work with folks like Cheryl Moore at Wink to provide the research and insights, analytics on the annuity side. We work with Kate Thoreau at LIMRA for their stats for the marketplace. And so it works well digitally to get information out quickly. But there are also people that really enjoy the tactile, having a magazine in their hands, and being able to step away from the monitor for a while and go through the publication from cover to cover. So we provide the printed edition to the Libra brokers and their agents as well. So it's a limited run at this point of print just because of the cost, but
Right.
our advertisers are very supportive of providing that. So we also provide it when we go to different trade shows and conferences within the industry as well. And so, yeah, it's worked out well to have both the print and the digital.
Good. Now, your stories, you talked about getting some inspiration from Libra on getting data from Limra and Wink. But what impresses me is the fact that you have these experts in the field who are simultaneously excellent writers. It's not like you're reading a policy paper. So how do you source your writers, and what role are you playing in making these nice condensed, 2-page stories that are so easily
Yeah.
readable?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think some people would love to write longer articles, and there is a lot more information to be had, right? I mean, beyond just 2 pages or 3 pages. But we're also busy in this industry, and it gets back down to how much time do you have, and in looking at the analytics on our readers, and how much time they spend. 2 pages seems to be, kind of the sweet spot for the articles. So I get to play sheriff, I guess, and and kind of make sure that we keep it down to those 1 or 2 page articles, so it's easy to digest and get on with your business. So I'm involved with coming up with kind of the sheet of the different articles, and again, we look to make sure we have all the different product lines covered in every issue with an article, at least one article. Also compliance and other topics that might be trending at the time. So we want to try and make sure that we've got a lot covered. And I seek out either I seek out somebody to write those articles within the Libra organization, or the carriers or the vendors that I know, or which something I love is getting emails and ideas from the readers to tell me, what are the pain points that they're dealing with, and can you write about that, and some solutions that might be out there. So it is really kind of a two-way street of getting information and ideas and articles from our readers, as well as going out and seeking thought leaders that are in the marketplace.
Yeah. So now that you're going into your second year with this, are the readers playing more of a role in asking for content from you?
Definitely. Yeah, I think the first couple issues, people were like, "Where is this coming from?" And is this spam? And and so we had to get past that. We had to educate the market that this was legitimate publication, and it was free to any any insurance professional. Um, so now I am getting more emails, which is great, from the readers saying, "Hey, I've got an idea for an article," or just suggesting other things after they've read one article and would like to know more about that subject matter. So it's been really fun.
That's great. And now, what's your total readership today?
We're just at 760,000.
Wow.
That kind of ebbs and flows with the marketplace, because of as people come into the market or exit the market. But yeah, it sits there. I think that the total universe really is about 1.2 million. So you figure that there is a lot of coming and going. And so there's a consistent base of right around that 750,000, 760.
Yeah, that's a huge, huge
It's a
market.
big number, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
So
There.
now you established yourself year one and had a meteoric rise. Now, year two, what areas are you looking to grow?
We're still I want to continue to stabilize that base of the 750, 760. But also knowing, again, kind of going back to what we talked about earlier, there's different ways that people consume information. And so obviously you're doing Coffee Talk is another way of getting information out. And so we're looking at starting a what I would call a vodcast. So it's keeping it again short and sweet to almost a 3 to 5 minute interview, and taking a subject matter that was in the magazine, taking it off page and putting it into a video, possibly talking to the writer with 3 or 4 more questions that maybe not was covered within the article, or an expert on that subject that can add some additional dimension to what was being said in the articles. So we're looking at that probably midsummer into fall to start doing that, maybe 4 or 5 of those each month.
Well, that's great. We welcome you into being our friendly competitor in the
Exactly. Yes.
podcast space.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
might have to steal a few guests of yours to come here.
Yeah, we can do that. We can partner on that for sure.
So you're talking about new media with podcasts, and you have your digital platform. Now, for our agents out there, this is a free service that they get through us and through
Yes.
Libra that we belong to. So for any of our agents that haven't experienced Aspire, how can they find you? How can they subscribe? And how can they get one of these beautiful magazines?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so online we have aspiremagazine.us. So it's all spelled out. And on there has all the archive publications, as well as a subscribe button. And I don't ask for a lot of information, basically just an email address, so that we can add you to the distribution list. So when the new issues come out, you can just click and go right into the digital platform. Also, if you want a printed edition, you would just send me an email, and that is my email address is within aspiremagazine.us. So you can find me there. You can also find me you can click on a link within the digital version and have my email address pop up there. We also have, through social media, our LinkedIn group is growing, and if you follow our LinkedIn or even our Facebook group, we have a link to the magazine through both of those, and specifically call out all of the articles throughout the 2 months that it's out there before the next issue. So you can find us that way, and we'd love if you share it. So more the better.
I do love your LinkedIn page, and I need to be resharing more, because there's things that pop up on there that I just think, oh shoot, I haven't gotten to that article yet, and I'll start flipping through or pull it up on my screen. So it's a good place to have that. So I appreciate the service.
Yeah, no, it's great, and Gail Ronan is our social media director, and she does a wonderful job of getting all the articles out there, so that, because the magazine, which is a good problem to have, we have so many articles. We average about 20 articles in every issue. It is hard to sit down and get through all of them. So, and to remember, so the social media does help to kind of pop that information out and say, hey, this one is about, the retirement savings or legacy planning, and whatever the topic might be. So it's good.
Well, great. Thank you for joining us, Pam. And once again, you can find her at aspiremedia.us. Follow the magazine, subscribe.
Aspire Magazine, yeah. It's unfortunate it's really long. It's Aspire Magazine.
We'll put the link attached to this video. That will make it easier instead of me spelling it out. I apologize. But we'll get the link out to everyone. Follow, subscribe, really great content in there. That's going to be useful to all you agents, especially some of the stuff like the simple marketing calendar that she set up to help you grow your business. Great tool to have. And once again, for us, you can follow us and like and subscribe on YouTube. You can find us on LinkedIn and Apple and Spotify for more information here as well. And the more you participate with my content and as well with Pam's, the more we have the leverage to bring on great and incredible guests and bring on guests, speakers and experts in the field. So once again, follow, like, and subscribe us, follow, like, and subscribe Pam, and participate along with the content. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks so much.